Recording. No turning back. If you were going to leave, now's the time. Otherwise, we're going. And it begins. Without you. Yeah, that's true. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, there's a bra in that tree.
That date was a real mystery.
Watch out for aggressive goats.
We didn't mean all you can eat.
Someone has to shoot the ghost clowns.
That's so true. Texas Man is odd.
Major spoilers.
Oreo Nerd and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Brought to you by Chesterfield. Chesterfield packs more pleasure because it's more perfectly packed, thanks to Accuray. They satisfy the most.
Pooh Fest.
The Morning Stream. Save it for the French.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It's Monday morning for the morning stream, September 17th, 2018. Scott Johnson here. Brian Ibbett there.
Here. Well, I'm here. You're there.
Oh.
Really. I mean, if we're splitting hairs, I can't say that I'm there. I'm here.
That whole splitting hair, I don't get that splitting hairs thing. What's the point of that phrase? You know what I mean?
That phrase?
Yeah.
I mean, basically it's taking something minute and trying to even break it into something even more minute.
Oh, all right. So if I'm splitting hairs...
in other words, you're taking something that's like, well, Charmin, the originator of the... I mean, I'm trying to come up with something like... something very trivial and minute. So, Charmin toilet paper, really, it's pronounced chairman.
Oh, chairman. I see what you mean. So if you could split a hair in half, you really just end up with more hair, but it's really just hair. That's the idea, right? Like, that's why splitting hairs is... Isn't that the idea? Because if you split it, what's the big deal? You didn't really do anything, you just have more hair. Or you have the same amount of hair, you just made another thing that looks like another hair.
Once again, it doesn't have anything to do with quantity.
Well, no, I understand that, but I'm saying, isn't that the point? Oh, wait. Chat, confirmation from Dunaway. Greenwood is indeed where he lives. You are correct. Yes. Brian wins today's prize package of nothing. You get nothing for that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? If someone's going to give it an origin meaning, if you say splitting hairs means you're making too big of a deal out of something small.
Yes. But
the idea of
it's not a matter of like, oh, now I ended up with two smaller hairs. It's a matter of the process is what the phrase is intended to signify.
That's true.
That the process of trying to divide something so tiny in half is
with the idea that it's not important, right? It's not. It doesn't matter. You should just keep your hair the way it is. Don't split it. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
It's a weird statement is what I'm saying.
I don't think it's that either. Well, okay, I guess if anything, it's going to be closest to that. If you're going to... your hair's fine. Keep it the way it is. Don't split it.
All right. Because what's the point, right? Like, that's the point, is what is the point? Like, it doesn't matter. Don't split hairs because that's not going to do you any good. However, if somebody out there could figure out a way to actually split every hair they have, that I would like to see. That's a significant thing. Just a bunch of little half hairs, man.
Well, that's the problem is that, I remember the commercials, at least growing up in the 70s and the 80s, the commercials about shampoo, like, told you to prevent split ends.
Oh, right? Split ends, right. I forgot about split ends. That's the thing you get.
That's the thing you get. Yeah. So that's what they should have done for their slogan. Use Wella Balsam. Don't split hairs.
Yeah, there you go. Don't split your hairs. Just get Is Wella Balsam a thing? Is that a thing? I've never heard of that.
It was then. I don't know if it still is.
I've never even heard of it, but I do remember getting split
back
hairs.
When Fred Weller got together with Larry Balsam.
Fred Weller.
Fred Weller.
It's a pretty good name. When I was in high school and I had my big long hair, my mullet hair, I would sometimes get split ends. I remember those days. Yeah. So I feel for you ladies out there with the longer hair, and you men who may have longer hair. I feel for you.
Sure.
I do.
Sure.
Hey, check this out. So I'm out walking the dog this morning, like I do. Got up real early today. It's amazing what a puppy will... having a puppy is like having a baby. They have a different schedule than you do. So
they totally do, yeah.
Got to get her used to it.
And they wake up and want to go outside to pee.
Yep. Her leg's doing better though, so that's good.
Oh, good. I was going to ask you about that.
Less limpy, a little bit.
Good.
Still a little, once in a while they'll wrestle, and then after they're done wrestling, she kind of has it a little bit, but I can tell it's just she just overdid it or whatever. But whatever it is, it seems to be healing, so that's good. And I still, if I lay her down and like squeeze all over her arm and her foot and her paw and her shoulder and everything, nothing. She doesn't even act like it's anything. So I think it's just
no flinch or
no. It seems to be going away. So best I can tell. Anyway, I'm walking the other dog though, Rainer, the female dog, Jim Rainer, the female dog.
It's Jim Rainer, the female dog. Yep.
Yeah, got her out there on the leash, and we're doing our little routine. And I'm going around the long way because I want to get a good 35 minutes in, and listening to podcasts while I do it. By the way, the Slate's Slow Burn podcast is fantastic. People should check it out. If you liked Serial, it's kind of that, but for they did a whole season on Watergate. Now the season they're in right now is all about the Bill Clinton impeachment. That may sound boring to some people. I found it utterly fascinating. They tell you stuff you never even heard. It's amazing. It's really good. Cool. Anyway, so I'm listening to that, walking the dog, not really paying attention. Around this corner, my only regret is I didn't get a picture of this, but in this tree, down by the community pool place, is a bra hanging there. Just like a bra hanging, like from one of its straps.
From one of the branches, on a branch? Yeah,
a big bra, by the way. I want to put that out there, just that it was a large cup size. I couldn't tell you exactly what, but a pretty ample slingshot there.
What, all right, some questions now.
Yeah, I got lots of them. Go ahead.
Is the pool, is the pool locked up or can you just go into the pool? I imagine they probably have to keep it locked up because of liabilities and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Right? So
yeah, it's locked. Plus it's closed right
off.
now because it's an outdoor pool and the season's done, so they've actually closed it.
Gotcha. So, probably Labor Day or something like that.
So you can't even get
somebody
in there.
didn't just say, I'm going to go for a swim and take off their bra, jump into the water.
Fair assumption, I believe,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No other clothing strewn about?
No, I didn't look real hard, but all I saw was a bra on that tree. That was it.
Okay, all right.
No other clothes in the tree because I did look at the tree pretty detailed. I looked around trying to think of what was going on here. Still nothing but the bra.
Is it that horrible beige color?
Yes. Yeah, like that skin tone nasty thing that you're sure your aunt wears. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really should just stop selling bras that color.
Yeah.
Like that is.
It's nasty. You know what it looks like? It looks like it was white at one point and has just gone beige.
Oh, geez. Okay, well, that's a whole different thing. Wow. All right.
I'm more of a white or black or
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, red if you're as Janet Jackson says, if you're nasty.
If you're nasty, sure. Why not? Little pretty woman action there going on. But anyway, I've thought about this morning, and I don't have an answer. I don't know. I mean, was there some wild sort of mutually decided defrocking that happened? Some sort of it didn't look the kind of bra that some crazy high schooler would have. It was just it was grandma bra, like a big
large, okay.
And that color you're talking about, and it just seemed like a more utilitarian bra.
I totally know what you mean. This is not, you're not wearing this on a Saturday night going to the singles bar to
no, this isn't a strap hanging out of your loose shirt there. This is like a big industrial, like this gets the job done kind of bra. So I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I could have been there. Maybe wish there was. I mean, I don't know why I would want to, but it could have been somebody driving by and just hucked it out of the car. I'm sick of this bra, and tore it off and threw it.
Yeah, you wish you could have been there just so you could have gotten closure on the reason it was there, not because you wanted to see.
Yeah, it's also a little high up. I would have to jump to get it, and I'm 6'3" or 3.5, so I'm tall, and I would have had to jump to get it. So it's not just some low-hanging fruit. It was like up there.
There were no bees in it when you squoze it?
No.
As you ran by?
No. That's funny you should say that, though, because I forgot to tell you, but last week, similar walk, there was a bee in a leaf, and I didn't squeeze it, but I saw it in the dry leaf kind of crawling around in it. So I think I'm that's in my past now. I don't have to worry about that anymore, but
interesting.
Anyway,
very interesting.
So I don't know. Do you report such a thing? Probably not. Do I take it down and say, well, there's a bra, put it in the trash? Like, I don't know what is my civic duty? What is my cultural contract here? What am I supposed to do?
I'm not going to go touching a strange bra. So I think you wait for
A strange.
someone who's in a position of authority. Homeowners association drive by. Oh, can't have that.
Yeah. You neither take bras nor leave bras. Is that what you're saying?
You neither take bras nor leave bras. Yes.
Well, it still works because there's only one bra. See?
Yes. Leave the bra. Take the cannoli.
Yeah. Brassiere. So yeah, that's what I did. I left it and I thought about it, and now I can get it off my chest, and now I don't have no idea. Now what I oops, I did not intend that. But I'll take it.
That seemed like a very unintentional and brilliant pun.
I did not mean it, but I'll take it. If you are listening to the show and you email us at themorningstream@gmail.com and you want to explain what you think happened, I'm happy to hear you out, and we'll read it on the show. But I'd love to hear your theories about Scott's bra experience.
Better yet, send us a video reenactment of a dramatization of what you believe happened.
Yeah. I will say that it looked like a clean bra.
Well, you just said that you think it might have been white originally, and now it's that.
I'm just saying you never know with that beige.
Okay.
You just don't know. I mean, I always assume when I see one that it's just a little nastier than some other bra. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. Sure. I don't know why I think that, because it's like a grandma bra. It's like something your grandma owns. You don't have the. There's no sexy people walking around in that.
Right.
You know.
Well, come on. Some older people might disagree that.
Well, hey,
got it
again. If you want to send in your argument about whether or not that's a sexy piece of lingerie, let me know, because I still don't get it. All right, some details for those in the Ohio area and who are wanting to come see Kim and I and Steve Hamaker and anyone else who might be there on the 29th and 30th. I finally had a meeting yesterday that was going to confirm everything on the timing and everything. It's called GDEX. It is they call themselves the Midwest Premier Gaming Expo. It is September 29th through the 30th. They also have a Dev Day on the 28th for developers. It's actually run by a company that does a bunch of video game stuff, board games, other things like that. Anyway, or at any rate, as you can see up here, there's a little picture of me, chat room with the little background. That's me in 2014 when I was all skinny. So that's a good time. Anyway.
It's a good photo for them to keep using.
Yeah. This used to have this cool video running here, but I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, it is all confirmed. Now, one of the things we were talking about was, hey, what about maybe on Friday night we would have a get-together somewhere at some bar or something. Mm-hmm. And now that I've had a look at the schedule, there is all kind of stuff on Friday that's going to jack that up. So,
no, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I got a better idea. We got a little plan here. On Saturday, at the event, and this is at the, I forgot the name of it. Hold on. Let's see. Special events, ticket info, hotel and travel. I can't, okay, what? Okay, here it is. At least I think this is it. Okay, I got to find the location. But anyway, it's, they have this thing on the Saturday there where they're doing open, so it's like an open game area where they've got, like, consoles and VR and TV stuff set up and all that. They're even doing the Killer Queen finals. Do you know what that is? Have you heard of Killer Queen? So it's this arcade game that was like an open source arcade game that was 4-player. It's basically multiplayer Joust, and it's extremely popular in the arcade scene, and they're doing the finals there. It's really cool. Killer Queen's awesome. They're actually making a Switch version of this game finally, which is pretty cool. Ooh. Anyway, the point of it is, what is the point of it? The point of it is that we will. They're going to have this open space, and I want to say it's between 6 and 8 or something like that. And it's they say, hey, you can totally use that time and that space if you want for your meetup. There's a bar there. There'll be all kinds of hanging out and fun stuff going on. So, if you're interested, here's what it probably is going to mean, though, and this is the only downside, I suppose. You'd have to get a day pass because these are ticketed events. So, they have a full weekend pass for this thing, and then they have day passes. Day pass is only $40. It's cheap. But that'll get you in there for the whole shenanigans for the full day if you want. And we can do the meetup thing later there at the thing. Oh, by the way, it's called the Greater Columbus Convention Center is where it is.
Cool.
And it's right downtown. And apparently everybody who's there knows what that is. So anyway, that's the plan, and we'll have all kinds of cool time together then. And if you're coming for the entire weekend of stuff, I'll have a table. There'll be signings. I have multiple panels I'm on. We're doing a how to raise a family and be a content creator thing. I got one about the instance specifically. There's another one where I just talk about frog pants in general. So if you're interested in any of those things, it's all happening that weekend. That's in what, 2.5 weeks? Something like that? Not even that?
Something like that. Yeah.
So
2
there
weeks.
you go.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. If you have any questions, you can email me. I can get you more details. Maybe I'll put a post up on the site so people can reference it. But you can also go to thegdex.com for details. That's THEGDEX.com, thegdex.com, and you can find out all about it. And excellent. I would really like to see, I already know I'm going to see a bunch of you there because some of you are already coming to this and you're like, oh, no way, you're going to be there. Cool. So you're already going to be there, but we'd love to see anybody else who wants to come hang out on Saturday. And I'll remind you guys later as we get closer. All right, Brian.
So before we get to my notes here,
yeah,
I think what we ought to do, real quick, just to kind of sum up on the bra thing.
Yeah.
A little contest, no prize or anything, but we'll read winners on the air. Over the next 24 hours, come up with a haiku explaining how the bra ended up in the tree. We'll read the best ones on the show tomorrow. Make sure to use the hashtag mystery bra haiku. And haiku, remember, is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables.
Yeah, or just hashtag mystery bra. Then you don't have to...
There you go. Then you don't have to worry about how to spell haiku.
Yeah,
good point.
Because they're going to be people like me who would forget how to spell it. Mystery bra.
There you go.
That's your hashtag. If you'd rather not use,
on the show tomorrow.
If you'd rather not use Twitter, you can email those, whatever. But we would love to read those tomorrow. And you know what? Maybe we'll give a little prize to somebody who wins. How about that?
Sure, why not? We've got prizes.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I do have a good prize. Maybe a He-Man mask.
Okay. All right.
The one that you don't get. The
one that I don't get.
Fakor, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Or is it just Faker?
It's better than Two Man or whatever his name was.
That's right. Two-Face? Two-Man?
Is it Two-Man?
Oh, Two-Man.
I think it was Two Man. Anyway, tell me about your mystery date. It's time again. How often do you do these, by the way?
Monthly. So
right.
We do a monthly mystery
ago.
date. We alternate which one of us is the preparer and the preparee.
Yeah.
So this last weekend, September, was Tina's month to come up with a mystery date for me. This was a great one. We started out going to my favorite Mexican place in Denver, which is also her favorite place, called Benny's.
Yeah.
Which is close to downtown. It's close to the governor's house, Governor's Park.
Mm.
And then after that, we did a scavenger hunt / ghost walking tour of downtown Denver. So basically, this is it's an app you can get called Roam Free, I believe. Roam Free. She found a Groupon for scavengerhunt.com and bought it. It was $20 for the two of us, and it basically directs you to buy this app. You use the Groupon to get your walk for 2 people as part of the app.
Yeah.
And it just basically notes your location, tells you, okay, walk down this street, look for a building that's got 2 that's protected by a sphinx and 2 lions or something like that. And so you kind of look, oh, there it is. And then you hit the next button on the app and it figures out that you're at the location and says, all right, what you're looking at is this such and such building. Reports were that a woman is buried in the floorboards, and if you walk through it when they have an open tour day, there are cold spots and stuff like that. I don't know how many cities they have it in, but it is so cool.
Wow, I didn't even heard of this. This sounds awesome.
Yeah. So it was a perfect thing. Now you're technically competing against other people who have done the app, but you're not competing live. Like you're not racing to get somewhere before the people in front of you or anything like that. You can just basically go at your own pace whenever you want. You're downtown, like, oh, let's do our scavenger hunt now. Bing, and you're starting. And they just track your time and say, how you did compared to other people who did that same scavenger hunt in the app. We did better than 30% of people. So in other words, we did pretty poorly. But,
is that bad? Oh, sounds
well,
all right.
it means we were We were in the top 70%, basically.
It's not bad. It's all right.
Yeah, not bad. But keep in mind, I have plantar fasciitis. We were taking things kind of slow. We also stopped to get ice cream at one point, and stopped off for a drink at another place, and just kind of dilly-dallied. There were a couple Pokestops, which were slightly, we're like, oh, let's go spin that Pokestop while we're on our way over to this other thing.
Sure.
And,
it sounds all right, though. It sounds like it was fun.
It was a lot of fun and a really cool way to discover parts of the city that we've driven by a bunch of times. There's an apartment building in Denver, a block off of a route that we take all the time, that is super haunted and modeled after one of Chicago's most haunted apartment buildings. And it's really, really cool. There's snakes above the snakes as gargoyles above the doors, and really, really cool.
That's awesome. So, I love weird little hidden stuff in your own city. It's awesome.
Yeah, and as you go, you'll get like every person has their own phone connected to the app, and it'll ping each of us individually with, hey, here's a trivia question for it, answer it for 50 points, or here's a challenge for you, take a photo of a bird that is either black or gray, or stuff like that. Really, really cool.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Sounds like a perfect thing for you too.
It totally was. One of the last stops on the tour was the Capitol building, Denver Capitol building, and we showed up there just as a Trump rally was going on. Or not a Trump rally, but a MAGA rally. There were a lot of red hats.
Great.
And by a lot, there were maybe 12 people there.
Yeah.
There was a guy with a microphone up on the steps saying, we're not going to, the Democrats and the liberals are not going to take food out of our mouths, blah, 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 blah. Uh-huh. And then there are the 12 people going, yeah.
They know they won, right? They're aware that they won this election?
I think they were, yeah. But anyway, so that was kind of funny too.
Largest rally, biggest rally in Denver.
Exactly. We kind of stood over on the fringes and watched for a few minutes until we just couldn't take it anymore.
That would be about 30 seconds for me, and I'm out of there.
It is kind of fascinating because you listen and it's like that's kind of an over exaggeration of things, and I mean it always is on both sides.
It doesn't matter who does it. It's dumb.
Exactly.
I hate that stuff in general. But so it's an asynchronous kind of activity, is what you described. It's you don't have to compete in real time with anybody.
Nope.
It's like war fronts in World of Warcraft. You do the best you can, and then later, and then the other guys do it, and if they do better, then they won.
Exactly. And looking at their list of cities, they have so many places. Like you look at their the webpage, scavengerhunt.com, which is what Free Roam uses. There's a couple in Salt Lake City, it looks like. There's one in Las Vegas. That seems like it would be an interesting
look at one. This is cool.
Yeah.
Well, there is an SLC one. I have to check that out.
Yeah.
What does it cost?
Lots of Los Angeles. The Groupon that we got was $20. It was nothing for two people.
$20 for both of you? Pfft.
$20 for both of us.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
It's silly. And even if you don't do the Groupon, I think it's only $40 for two people.
This is such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do it for. You can have team building activities with your company.
Here's a little secret.
Yeah.
If you go to scavengerhunt.com and you look at ticket prices, and then you hover your mouse over the close button, then you immediately get one of those coupons that says, oh, wait, don't go. How about we give you 50% off or 55% off? So there you go.
All right.
Don't just buy. Go to the website and hover over the close button. You'll get a better offer.
Seems okay. All right. Well, that's all good. Tell us about your sous vide before we call Dunaway.
Yeah. Last night we did the sous vide, and we did a first time using the new sous vide. Did a pork tenderloin, just shoved all that stuff, butter, garlic, salt, pepper, rosemary. We shoved her in a bag from the Dick Van Dyke Show, and shoved it in a bag with the pork tenderloin.
Yeah,
hour and a half in the sous vide, and it was freaking fantastic.
It's great, right? Like that thing is
moist,
the bomb.
Juicy. Oh, so good. So. Doing steaks tonight and doing shrimp tomorrow.
You're killing me. What are we doing tonight? I hope it's something like that. That sounds fantastic. All right. Sous vide, it's the best thing ever. Speaking of moist and tender. gentlemen, welcome to Babel Royale, starring the one and the only Brian Dunaway. Hello.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hey,
oh, hi.
You have internet. That means you're okay. How's it going?
I have internet. Yeah.
We have this.
And I'm pretty dry now.
Why did I think you were from Greenville? Did you used to live in Greenville? Is that the deal?
Greenville is a larger city and is just north of where I live in South Carolina.
Have you ever lived there, though? Have you ever lived in Greenville?
No, you have for years on ELR, you would say Greenville and say Greenwood. You say Greenville, Greenwood.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since those days. I don't know why.
It's because Greenville, you know. How about Greenburg? Do you live in Greenburg?
Yeah, do you live
Where's
in Greenburg?
Greenburg compared to you?
Greenburger.
It's right up to Greenburg.
How about Greentown?
Anything with green in it. All right, well...
And the truth is, I don't even live in Greenwood. I actually live in Greenwood County. I live in a much smaller town with 2 red lights.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Really? That's all?
They never change?
No,
Cars
they always
just,
change.
stack up there?
That's right.
Just 2 red
They're
lights.
always red.
That's how they get their population. People just get stuck in
That's how they
we'll
pay.
live here now.
Yeah, you know what? That's what it is. Tom Merritt's from Greenville, Illinois. And so I think I confuse him with you, too. It's all everyone else's fault but mine. Yeah.
Me or Tom are just like one and the same.
Yeah, you're worms from the same sperm. What? I don't know what that means.
Brothers.
Hey, let's get to it. We're going to play a little game here called Babel Royale. We're going to play it with you, a listener. I don't know who it'll be, but we're about to find out who that's going to be. Hi, you're on the air. Oh, wait, that's not working yet. Hold on a second. Okay. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, this is Steven from North Carolina. Steve H&H in the chat room.
Look at all these North and South Carolinians today.
Be careful out there, Steven.
Yeah, be careful, man. How are you doing with the storms and the whatnot?
We're actually pretty safe, man. There's a big branch down in my backyard that needs a chainsaw, but other than that, we're okay.
Okay. Well, good.
What town are you in? Like what part of?
We're in Raleigh, North Carolina, so right there in the triangle where it decided to go around us.
Oh,
so that was good.
All right. Around is better than in.
I'm very familiar with Raleigh. Been Greensboro, been to Durham. I mean, Raleigh, Durham, of course. That's almost another city that you tend to say as a pair. You say Raleigh, Durham sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Do people do that?
They hate that around here.
They don't. They don't like that.
We're our own city, dang it!
I had to go to Raleigh once for some electronics thing that I don't remember what that was about, but I had to do a trip out there, and I thought that place was cool.
Oh yeah.
It had a lot of tech company stuff going on at the time. So
yeah.
It's good to have you here. Let's play a little game. Brian Ibbett will explain how it works and what you could win.
I will do exactly that. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a topic, and they're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Steven, your job is to predict who is going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you're playing for a 3-pack of prizes. Wasteland 2, the Director's Cut, the Classic Edition, courtesy of David Dingo Bleacher. Oxenfree, also courtesy of David. The Team Fortress 2 badges, Mandrew's Munificent Mug, and Israfeel's eleemosynary expression.
Jeez.
Sure.
You're me
courtesy of Matthew Bach.
Free.
That's great. Wasteland 2, by the way, Director's Cut. It's fantastic. I love that game.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very
great game.
cool. Well, you got to earn it, though.
It's a hell of a list. But yes, you do have to earn it.
The topic today, in honor of Boop and such, and the as such,
Boops.
is the list of the best-selling video game franchises who released their first game in the 1980s. So between 1980 and 1989, the first game of a franchise was released that is one of the best-selling video game franchises, and best-selling 10 million or more copies.
Oh my gosh.
Is what we're considering best-selling.
When you say franchises, that could mean sequels and things that came along after?
It absolutely means sequels. And yeah, so basically they released their first game in the 1980s, and they released at least one more game after that point.
Okay. Correct. All right. I can do this.
And yeah. Right? Ugh.
It's going to be a little
do this.
Trickier than you think.
This feels like there's a lot of exceptions, though. But yeah, we could totally do this.
We'll figure this out.
There's some interesting ones in the list. Steven, knowing that as the topic, who do you think is going to win?
Oh man, I hate to pick between you guys, but I'm gonna go with Dunaway.
All right.
I'm gonna put my money on Dr. Dunaway.
All right, Dr. D. You Carolinians need to stick together. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, and you also get to pick who is forced to go first.
Okay, well let's go with Scott first then.
All right,
Okay.
I can do that.
All right. Scott.
Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yes, that is number 1 on the list. Super Mario franchise. First game came out September 13th, 1985. 327.5 million copies of various Super Mario.
It's the entirety of the continent of the United States of America.
Right.
Pretty much.
That's
yes.
crazy. Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's all we have.
That's all you got. What do you got, Dunaway? You got one.
Well, I mean, the 80s were defined by just so many Pac-Man games. I'm gonna have to say Pac-Man. We still have games even today.
We do. Starting in May 22nd, 1980, 43.2 million Pac-Man games have been sold. So very good.
So it's got to start in the 80s.
It's got to start. First game has to appear in the 80s.
Because I mean, part of me wants to go Blizzard, but that's like they didn't even start till 92 or 90.
Go Blizzard, do it.
I'm gonna say the Legend of Zelda series.
Legend of Zelda series. Number 3 on the list started February 21st, 1986. 92.7 million copies of Zelda games have sold.
All right.
Right. Okay, so trying to remember what else might be in there.
80s is hard, man.
I know, that's what I said, because the things that started in the 80s, I mean, everything Nintendo. I'm trying not to fall over in there, but I mean, come on,
it's
Mario.
Fine. It's
and
fine.
then we got the...
Whatever you got to do
right,
to win.
so, Donkey Kong has just been, every time there's a new one, there's a Donkey Kong.
There is. Started July 9th, 1981. 56 million Donkey Kong games have been sold.
All right. See, that's an interesting
I'm
crossover.
glad you didn't get trapped up on that or tripped up on that, because since Mario came from Donkey Kong, you might have been inclined to group
I was a
them
little,
together.
Yeah, except he was called Jumpman then, so he wasn't even Mario yet.
That's right.
All
or
right.
Puckman. What?
Puckman.
No, that was the other thing.
That was Japanese Pac-Man. They changed it because people in America were scratching the P and making an F. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Oh, this gets tricky now.
Mm-hmm.
So tricky. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. Also 80s.
I want to.
Right on
I definitely want to say one, but that may be 90. Metroid. We'll stay in Nintendo.
Ooh.
Metroid. Yes, low on the list, but it's on there. August 6th, 1986. 17.4 million Metroid games.
Wow.
Whew. Barely. That felt like under the wire on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Another game that has done well throughout every device I get, from cell phones to pocket PCs, anywhere they could put it. Those Russians have spread that Tetris germ everywhere. I'm going to say
Tetris.
Tetris.
Very good answer. Number 2, second only to Super Mario.
Really?
June 6th, 1984, with 170 million copies of Tetris sold.
I'm thinking very hard about... Oh! This has to be on there, but this could be Trixie on your list. I don't know.
Trixie?
But the original Metal Gear Solid game, 1 and 2, appeared on the NES, so that has to be one.
That's a good one.
Metal Gear, July 13th, 1987, with 49.2 million copies sold.
That was very late 80s.
Very good. Yep.
Wow. Right? All right.
Uh-huh.
Let me think. What else has been on every friggin' device I've ever had?
I feel like you give me
I know one that never really did well at the arcade, but it's on every device I have. Snake, which I'm not going to say because I'm pretty sure that probably started in the 70s.
Yeah, plus I don't think there's a... I don't think
there's no
has,
de facto franchise of
Snake 2. The
no one's getting 10 cents for every copy of Snake sold. So let me see.
Right.
we've already went through.
This is a harder one than
No,
I thought it was going to be.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I was playing during the 80s, and I played.
Hold on, quick
It's
check on
still
the.
around.
It's a total of. Did you say 50 or what is it? Top 10? What is it that we're doing?
Top 30.
30. Okay.
Oh, 30. Oh, then you know what? I wasn't going to say this because I was thinking top 10 as well. But I just about every time I get a new console, it seems like some form of Frogger is on there. So I'm going to go with a Frogger. I definitely know that started in the 80s. So.
Is great as well. June 5th, 1981, 20 million copies. of
What?
Frogger.
Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at on the list? Like
Let's
12,
see.
14?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to put a little hash.
Oh my
marks.
God.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay,
5,
yeah.
6,
Down the
7,
list.
8.
Down the list. I got you.
18th on the list. And basically, these are all ones that have sold over 10 million copies. That was my cutoff. By the way, again, big thanks to Jay Crockett, etc., for suggesting this one.
Mega Man.
Ooh, that's
Mega
a good
Man,
one.
number
That's a
11
good
on the
one.
list.
Sheesh. I hate Mega
December
Man. So
17th.
I was really thinking he started in the
87.
90s. 87.
No, really close. 87. 32 million Mega Man games have been sold.
yeah, pretty much
Right.
anything that I remember on the SNES, or on the NES will be 80s because that was all 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right,
Ah,
Dunaway.
I'm trying really hard to remember because I've been listening to Masters of Doom. Is the story of the two Johns, and they were talking a lot. They talked a lot about, the Mortal Kombat series, but I swear it's like it had to be like 88, 89, right in that area. I'm going with it. Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
Like it's always says it.
1992!
Yes!
Dang it!
I knew this.
It seems like it was, but I was playing that in high school, and I graduated in like.
You should have seen Scott's face as soon as he said
I
that.
knew it. I knew it. I was waiting for you to say that or Street Fighter. I'm like, nope, these are the 90s. And
Oh,
they're-
Street Fighter 1987. You would have won.
God.
oh, would I have
Uh,
gotten it? I didn't know if Street Fighter 1 was that old. I thought it was
Yeah,
90,
Street
and then
Fighter,
92 was like 2 or something.
First Street Fighter iteration.
Oh.
August 30th, 1987, 41 million. So that would have been a good one to choose. Here's some of the
Wow.
other ones you could have said.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter, Star Wars, Gundam, James Bond,
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Marvel, just as a whole Marvel.
Yeah.
Batman, Prince of Persia, Castlevania, I'm surprised nobody said.
Okay.
You said Frogger, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, something called JB Herald. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
SimCity, Megami Tensei, Barbie, Adventure Island, Bomberman, Pitfall, Final Fantasy, and Madden.
Bomberman. Freaking
Jeez,
Bomberman.
man. This is like, it feels like everything is so obvious now.
I had the two I had in my arsenal still were Star Wars and Final Fantasy. I was gonna have I had those as my backups because
I could have swore there was a Star Wars game that came out late 70s. I could
Well,
have swore that.
I'll tell you.
I
Let's
was-
see. Star Wars.
I thought the
first one I
original
remember
Polygon-
was, the first one was the Activision game. I thought that came out for the Atari, and it was based on The Empire Strikes Back. You were shooting.
yeah, but what was like
Walkers with your
old
snowspeed.
Vector one that was a lot
No, the
like
Vector one where you sit down.
yeah,
I
what
thought
was that? How old was that?
Oh,
that was also
would've been
Atari.
Even later than that.
Was
the
it?
arcade one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here.
Star Wars
list of
arcade.
Star Wars video games. 1983. Okay, 1983 was the arcade game.
Yeah, so still 80s.
Still 80s. Attack on the Death Star. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 1982 was the Atari 2600 Empire Strikes Back game. So that one was the earliest.
Let's see. Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
That you would have been safe with Star. That surprises me a little bit. I would have thought like an Atari 2600 of something might have existed, but
Yep.
we would have had that.
Was the 2600 game, yeah.
Whew, that was a rough one. Well, Steven, you've done the best you could by just sitting there listening to us be idiots.
David.
But we're sorry because you lost, and maybe one day you'll win again.
Oh, no.
Congratulations.
These prizes will carry over to Wednesday.
Yes,
So,
they will indeed. So whoever comes in here on Wednesday is going to freaking make bank. I can
Yep.
guarantee you that. Well done, Brian Dunaway. We have Boop later today. Very exciting. Today at 3:30 Mountain, 5:30 Eastern. We talk about video games, and boy, oh boy, do I have a thing to talk about. So come on back and check that out. The Brian Dunaway on Twitter. Don't get flooded, okay? You be all right down there?
Nope. I'm dry.
Stay safe.
All right,
Stay dry.
be dry, stay good, stay fresh. All right, what are we doing now? I forget what's next. Oh, yeah, the news.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
It's the news brought to you by.
Brought to you by eggs and ketchup.
Are you okay with eating eggs and ketchup, or what's your
I am okay with
take?
eggs. I prefer Cholula, but if no Cholula is available, here's what I'll usually do. So if I go to a place, a traditional diner, and I get eggs and hash browns,
Yeah.
I always get the eggs, over easy or over medium, depending on how well I trust the place.
Yeah.
And first thing I do is I slice up the eggs like crosswise. Basically, I want a big mishmash of eggs smothered in yolk.
Yeah.
Then I break up the hash browns, and then I kind of mix them all together, and then I put Cholula on that.
Ooh.
If I don't get that, if they don't have Cholula, then the ketchup is a very good alternative.
Yeah, it's all right. It's I got to have something though. Is my thing. I can't just have eggs by themselves. That's weird.
The mix of yolk and hot sauce is such a great combo.
It is, man. It's like invented
It
by
really
the
is.
gods, the
Yep.
food gods. All right, let's do a story here. Check this out.
Okay. Yeah.
Bunch of aggressive goats in the news.
Oh no, Stevie Nicks is at it again.
I know. They have a taste for human urine, and they've been they've been airlifted out of the park. So here's the question: what do you do when hundreds of mountain goats have become so addicted to the salt found in human urine and sweat? By the way, they mentioned that they are deadly or a deadly menace to national park visitors, charging at hikers and trampling vegetation. What do you do, Brian? What do you do?
Pop quiz, hot shot. What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I take out the leader of the goats, and then I don't know. I mean, I don't know what.
Your Keanu Reeves is dangerously close to your Nick Cage. They're very
It
close.
absolutely is. I mean, come on, they're one of the same. Have you
Yeah,
ever
they
seen
kind of are a little bit.
Keanu and Nick Cage in the same movie?
Oh.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, but don't tempt me. That sounds all right. I'd watch that.
Kind of would be awesome, right?
That new thing he's in, what's it called? Mandy? The new Nick Cage movie. Have you heard about this thing?
Oh, wow. I've been hearing great things about that. Dark.
Yeah. It looks like it's supposed to be this awful schlocky B-movie horror thing, and instead it's got... Where's the current reviews on this thing? It's crazy. Mandy.
Two people in the chat room almost simultaneously said Keanu Cage.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I can't find the damn... Oh, here it is. Mandy, 2018, Nicolas Cage, Andrea Riseborough, and Linus Roach. Film is currently enjoying a 94% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
You gotta see it, dude. He kills people with chainsaws. It looks great. It says here, in fact, here's your deal.
I can cut a person up for hours.
He says, Pacific Northwest, 1983 AD. Outsiders Red Miller and Mandy Bloom lead a loving and peaceful existence when their pine-scented haven is savagely destroyed by a cult led by the sadistic Jeremy Sand. Red is capitulated into a phantasmagoric journey filled with bloody vengeance and laced with fire.
So, man, it just looks gory as all get out. I mean, obviously, you got somebody killing themselves with a chainsaw or killing each other with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
They've already predicted on disc and streaming October 30th.
Oh my gosh.
Just came out 3 days ago, but they've already got a disc and streaming date planned. Which I guess you do if it's a lower budget. Like, all right, we know this is going to be 3 weeks in theaters and then move on.
May not even make it to as broad release as something else because it's these kind of movies aren't really for that anymore. But also, how many of these schlocky things has Cage made in the last 10 years? Like everything he's made is just paying the bills and paying off his debt. It's all crap, all of it.
Oh,
so one
people
of
are
them
saying it's already streaming. So wait, this was the one I heard about that was day and date streaming and theater release.
It is.
That's apparently what people are saying. I knew there was another. I thought there was another movie where that was happening.
There is the Coen Brothers movie.
That's what it is. Yes, right.
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs
like
or whatever it is. Buster Scruggs, whatever it is. Yeah. So if that's the case, where can I see this? Where is this streaming?
Probably, like I imagine it's rentable on iTunes, kind of thing.
Let's look.
Let's take a look right now.
Yeah. Because I
Store.
want this.
Movies.
Yeah, you probably just buy it then, right? Or maybe it's just buy and not rent. Mandy.
New and noteworthy.
Hey,
there it is, Mandy. Yeah, sure enough.
Where's the streaming?
$6.99 to rent or $15 to buy.
I'm renting it. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm done.
I guess we'll hear about it on Wednesday if it's good or not.
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe not that soon, but I do want to see this. I mean, I can't believe everyone's like Oscar nomination talk for him again.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy that this would be the movie that finally gets
It seems
Nicolas
nuts.
Cage's.
Seems nuts to me.
He did no nomination. Did he get nominated for Moonstruck?
Yes, and then also for Drunk in Las Vegas or whatever that's called. Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, Leaving Las Vegas. That's right. He did. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I want to say, let's see, Nick Cage nominations. He's had a bunch. Golden Globe for adaptation. Best Actor for Adaptation for a BAFTA award. He won an MTV Movie Award for Best Villain in Face Off. That's awesome.
Yeah, he did win the Academy Award for Best Actor for Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah, he actually has an Oscar, that guy.
Yeah, and then nominated for adaptation and okay.
Some other stuff.
He's
a weird dude. He's a weird dude. Like, and sometimes you watch him and you're like, man, he's killing it. And other times you watch him as this, bees, not bees. No, bees.
I'm a wicker man.
I can't figure him out. He's so odd, but I want to see Mandy now.
Yeah. Now you can, and you don't even have to go to the theater to do it.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, a bunch of guys tranquilized a bunch of goats and took them out of the park.
I wonder what tonight, because we're probably going to do a movie tomorrow night for. Oh no, we're not, because Tristan's coming over for dinner. Paying a visit back to the house.
New phase,
Probably to bring his laundry. You never know. But
that's right.
Otherwise, we would have gone to a movie last night or tomorrow night. But I don't even know. I don't even know what I'd want to see.
That's our Thursday gig.
Predator's not doing well. Probably A Simple Favor. I hear good things about A Simple Favor.
What's that supposed to be about? What's the deal?
It's Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. Blake Lively, they're friends. Blake Lively goes missing, and it's kind of a dark comedy by
okay.
Oh, you know this person, the director.
Do I?
I think so. Yeah, Paul Feig.
Paul Feig.
Paul Feig.
Yeah, I like Paul Feig. He's all right.
Yeah.
Blake Lively. She's from that Horrible Ladies TV show. Wasn't that called Horrible Women? Terrible Lady Friends. What was the name of that?
I don't know. I know her from...
Gossip Girl.
Oh, Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
Right.
I couldn't think of the name. Yes. Horrible Lady Friends.
Horrible Lady Friends.
My wife watched some of that, and I caught some sort of by accident, and it was not my bag.
No, she did that movie a while back where she was trapped on an island like a surfer or swimmer or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Shallows.
The Shallows, just last year.
Back in 2016.
Or 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago, and I heard that was really, really good.
Yeah. I like her. She's married to that Ryan Reynolds fella, you know.
Ryan Reynolds fella, sure.
Yeah, they're doing good there.
Ryan and Blake.
Yeah. Hopefully that one lasts. It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
You never know.
They're a pretty couple.
You never know what's going to happen. There was an athlete banned from an all-you-can-eat restaurant for eating too much. These always crack me up.
Was it Chestnut? Joey Chestnut?
No, it was a German dude. He's a triathlete. Banned from all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant after eating nearly 100 plates of fish.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for him, man.
This really is that we tried to order more fish and they wouldn't give us any more fish.
It really is, exactly.
That's what this is.
Oh, I love it.
His name is Jaroslav Bobrowski. Jaroslav Barbowski, playing left wing for the... it says an Ironman competitor visited Running Sushi in Landshut, Bavaria. I don't know if I trust something called Running Sushi. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Seems a little, I don't know.
Yeah. Running Sushi.
Something about it. You know, not a great name. Anyway, according to the local, it's a paper. Bobrowski went to the restaurant and paid for his food, which is about $18 here in the States. When I went to check out, I wanted to tip them, but the waiter did not want to accept the tip, says Bobrowski. He told the paper. Former bodybuilder sat down at a table and started eating, and did not stop until he consumed nearly 100 plates of sushi. He eats for 5 people. That is not normal, says the restaurant owner. Bobrowski, who works as a software engineer now by day, follows an extreme diet where he does not eat anything for 20 hours and then eats till I'm full.
Oh.
The until I'm full part is apparently what drove the restaurant to ban the athlete. He is no longer welcome there.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, wait. So you don't eat for 20 hours and then you eat until you're full.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that.
It's like a fasting thing, right? That's all that is.
Yeah. But like you do that after 5 or 6 days, all of a sudden you're eating in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah, it keeps going back 4 hours and then...
Yeah, the clock doesn't make sense on this.
Right. Huh. Unless you eat for 4 hours and then the 20-hour cycle goes. 1 meal a day is just one big honking meal.
No kidding. It's very odd. I know these kind of guys with these kind of metabolisms, I know they can go crazy. Like The Rock eats what, like 30 eggs in the morning or something weird?
Something like that, and 8 chicken breasts or something. Yeah.
I want to go to breakfast with The Rock just one time. I just want to sit there and see what he does. Just Dwayne Johnson.
I've got a lot of time.
I won't bother him. I won't bug him.
You want to go to breakfast with him?
I just want to sit there and watch him eat.
Okay, you just want to be in the same restaurant with him.
Yeah. So where I could see him just go, blah, 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 blah. Or even better, like just give me a camera in his house where he's, cooks up the 30 eggs and the
that's not weird at all.
8 breasts of chicken or whatever. Like I just want to see him eat.
Give me here, folks. Scott wants a camera in the Rock's house.
Can this be arranged? I'm sure he has some cameras already. You guy's got a big old monster.
Sure he does, yeah.
Mansion place. Why not? He probably barely sees it. He's so busy.
Scott Johnson, rock stalker.
Rock stalker. I can smell it.
Smoking barrels.
All right. Well, that's a story for you. How about this one? A guy was sentenced up to 5 years in prison because he's been shooting imaginary clowns.
Aw.
Seems a little
It should
harsh.
be imaginary 5 years in prison if he didn't actually shoot a clown.
Maybe he's not in there for real. Who knows? Pennsylvania man was sentenced up to 5 years in prison this week for firing a shotgun in his home because he feared there were clowns inside. At first, they were curled up in a ball. Then they started to run around. So I started to shoot them, says Nathan Mathias. He told the Reading cops. This is in the UK, I believe.
No, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Oh, is this Reading, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
You're right.
First word in the article is Pennsylvania.
Oh, I missed that. Pennsylvania man.
You actually said Pennsylvania man.
Yeah, it didn't click in my head. At first, let's see what I have. 35-year-old Matthias, maybe it's his name.
You're stuck on the ball of clowns, curled up in a...
I'll never get over that. Let's see, he was drunk at the time. Shocking. Said he was aiming at 2 small clowns in the Reading home during the incident in December of 2016. They're just finally sentencing this guy now. Investigators did not find anyone inside a second-floor apartment and said the shooting put his neighbor on the first floor in the building in danger. Police say they found Matthias clutching a shotgun outside the house. A bottle of vodka was found open on his person, and he smelled of alcohol. Asked if he had anything to drink, he told the cops, only a sip, according to the network. Pleaded guilty to discharging a firearm and to unrelated drunk driving charges earlier this year, according to the Reading Eagle. You ever been there?
They were a customer. I never went to the Reading Eagle.
What would you name? I did this on Twitter today. You can answer it on the air. If you were on Uranus, the planet Uranus, what would you name your paper? Would it be the Uranus Inspector? Uranus
the Uranus
Inspector?
Observer?
The Uranus,
the Uranus Observer?
Uranus Observer? Uranus Eagle?
I would go, steer into the skid. I would go the Uranus Repository. Just like Canton. We've got the Canton repository. I'd go with the Uranus repository.
Someone on Twitter replied, the Uranus Bugle is my favorite. I like that a lot.
That's very good.
Yeah, that was really good. I wish I had your name. I'd give you credit. I forgot what your name was. Anyway, this guy shot a bunch of clowns that weren't there, so good luck to him. 5 years. And finally, a Galveston man, this is Texas, threatened his family and stabbed a cat 12 times. While his 4-year-old fired an AK-47. That's my favorite part.
Stellar parenting and animal companionship.
Yeah, the animal part I do not like at all. But the 4-year-old firing the AK-47, while I don't like it, visually it's working for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just in his diaper. Shooting the thing in the air like some kind of rebel in the forest.
Jeez.
It says a man was arrested after stabbing a family cat. Why 12 times? Anyway, while a child was firing an AK-47, authorities say the incident happened Monday. And let's see. He told police he was threatening to kill her and her pets or take her children. Shortly after, officers were dispatched in reference to the gunshots being fired. He was not at the location, though they found the guy later. He had blood on his boots and clothing. That all came from the cat. Let's see. The family cat, Snowflake, was stabbed to death while he was reportedly attacking the family pet. His 4-year-old child found an AK-47 and started firing it. Investigators say that he left the location with the children and disposed of the family cat. Then returned to the residence to find police already there. He was arrested and immediately, and none of the kids were hurt. So there's the silver lining is no kids were hurt. Downside is cat dead and stabbed, which is terrible. And also this guy's a douche and should go to jail.
Can I get involved with helping design this guy's punishment? I've got,
What do you got?
I got some stuff I could work on.
What do you want? Give me a rundown. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, let's see here. He's got to listen to. He's chained to a chair. Listen to all of Crispin Glover's music.
Okay.
All of his albums.
All right.
While let's see, the room slowly fills up with. Let's see, goat urine. How about goat urine?
Goat urine. I like it.
Goat urine. Yeah.
Yeah. You know why this is working for me is it's unusual but not nearly cruel enough. So keep going.
Yeah, I know, and we need he's got to have some cuts or something so that the goat urine really sinks in.
Yeah, it stings.
Paper cuts.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of paper cuts. And
by the time he's done, he'll
goat
be
urine and
more goat pee than man. I like it.
Yeah, he needs to suffer.
Yeah. It's not cool.
No, actually, no. Here you go. Put him, blindfold him.
Yeah.
Up against a wall, and then give 18 4-year-olds AK-47s, and
done.
Make sure that the kids are separated so they don't shoot each other, but they have the opportunity. Just shooting crazy.
Yeah,
and maybe they'll hit.
Yeah, maybe that'll happen. Just put some kids with some guns. I'm sure that'll be fine. Texas is all in on that kind of weird punishment. Let's do it.
Ugh.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, major spoilers. Steven will be here talking about some stuff, and then Daryl with no Trek Nerd news, only Oreo eating. It's going to be fantastic, so buck up and get ready. Before any of it, though, music from Brian.
Yes. Oh, I love this. This is such a great end in the middle. It's a quintet based out of Chicago called V Sparks. They got a brand new album called Modern Life, modern spelled with an E on the end. You can find more about them at vsparksmusic.com. Listen, these guys are super glam rockers, inspired definitely by David Bowie, but I think